Welcome back. Before the break, I was talking to the current president of Friends of Bangladesh, Mr. Mahbub Khan. In our studios today, we have right now Dr. M.A. Awal. He is the former president of Friends of Bangladesh. And let's just welcome him and hear from him. Dr. Awal, welcome to the show. I'm sorry that you had to wait for your turn.
Always you have to, in a democratic country.
In a democratic
Thank you very much indeed for your time and inviting us. Thank you.
You were the president of Friends of Bangladesh for 6 years, right? From which year to which year?
That was 2008 to 2014.
We'll talk about that later. See, but I know that
sure.
You did your MBBS from Dhaka in 1972, and then you came over here and you went to the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, and you are an MRCA, which is Royal College of Anesthetists.
Member of the Royal College of Anesthesia in
and a specialist anesthesia. That's your job with NHS, and now that you have retired. And you are former president of the Friends of Bangladesh, and you were former president of Doctors Association, chief coordinator for
all Bangladesh projects
and other projects of Friends of Bangladesh. And you also have something to do with UK Bangla real estate, managing director.
That is a sort of side thing,
right?
Which I've got some people in Bangladesh.
Right, and you are founding director of Noor Orphanage in Barishal.
In Barishal, that is our own charity, run by us.
Your personal,
almost personal charity,
right?
In our own home.
Dr. Wall, when you were president of Friends of Bangladesh for 6 years, 2008 to
2014.
What were looking back, what would you think was your achievement or greatest achievement?
Well, to be honest with you, when I took over, if I could go back 2 years before, 2006, I was actually appointed, or I was actually elected as the General Secretary of this organization.
Right.
My observation was that we could do much better.
Right.
And since I stepped in, I did some innovation, you could say, or outstepped to our previous boundary.
Right.
If I could say what I have done during my time, notable ones. Before I came in, it was like a normal dinner, somewhere, small hall, things like that. When I came in, I took that out of the small restaurant area to like a House of Commons.
Right.
The first dinner I did, House of Commons with 300 dignified guests, with a lot of MPs, lords, ministers. That was our first achievement, and that was very successful. 2 years later...
When you say successful, in what terms?
Successful in all respect, as you can say. We had dignified guests, we raised money.
You introduced FOB at a different level?
A different level. That's what I mean. FOB now was here, that when I went to House of Lords, that was like a normal restaurant to House of Lords, as you can see. How much a jump is that? Anybody's guess.
FOB here means Friends of Bangladesh.
Friends of Bangladesh. And that really had a big leap to House of Lords.
And did that raise funds?
Yeah, to raise funds, and also I must say, to the awareness to the people that what Friends of Bangladesh is. As you have heard from our current president, Mr. Mahbub Khan, that FOB has been in existence for a long time.
Right.
But it hasn't really spread that much to the whole UK.
It was surviving but not living.
Surviving but not, not really live and kicking like that. But I think that was a good step when I was the president. And it was very successful in that people came from all over UK. As I could say, we didn't call, unfortunately, anybody. It was the professionals, I mean, engineers, doctors, accountants, teachers,
Right.
like celebrities. We will know different angle. Politicians who are serving before, lords, MPs, there are lots of them. All television media, all the chairmen of all television, they are invited. All television
Right.
CEOs,
Right.
they are invited. They went in the House of Commons.
Right.
Then 2 years later, I did again another dinner in House of Lords.
Right.
So that was another leap. That was also successful in a similar way. After 2 years, I thought I should do something different. That will say,
So you went to Buckingham Palace.
I just went short of the, just a little bit short of Buckingham Palace, which I aimed, but we couldn't go that far. Maybe we were not approved by the Queen that much. Though we had her message every time
Right.
we published brochure.
Right.
We had always we had nice comments.
Right.
She recognized us. And third thing I did, which is just notable, when we were about to open the breast cancer awareness clinic and forum in Bangladesh, we had a big meeting within our trustees, and I proposed that we should have a big concert.
This was your brainchild.
Well, everybody's involved, but that was I initiated. And then we should have a concert. So initially, people said, we never had concert in Friends of Bangladesh. Well, that's how you are going to do it. Let's see what it is. So I risked, I must say. I should not say on air how much I lost, but I lost a little bit. Not a lot. I didn't tell my wife, though, that I lost money on that concert. But we had a break even on the concert. We had about 600 plus guests, and those are all, as you said, dignified, the professionals. And it was Sabina Yasmin Apa, she came, and it was a fantastic publicity for Friends of Bangladesh. I personally feel that was the best publicity Friends of Bangladesh had in its lifetime. Because we were on the television, all television, even NTV, ITV, Channel S, Bangla, all television channels had 1 month. Friends of Bangladesh, Friends of Bangladesh, Friends of Bangladesh. So I think that's the greatest achievement, I feel, not monetarily.
Yes, of course
but
not.
name and fame and the name.
You cannot buy that kind of
exactly.
publicity
Thank you
with
very
money.
much. Sometimes we don't look at the money. And the word spread like wildfire. I think since then, Friends of Bangladesh is a household name, alhamdulillah, at the moment. Anybody you invite, Friends of Bangladesh. We had dinner last Saturday. And I'm very happy
to raise money for Rohingya.
For the Rohingya, and also to some extent street children, which we were going to talk about in great length. So we raised reasonable amount of money, but what I want to say that I had some good friends of Bangladesh. Those who were 70 plus, 75, 78 age group. They came, and not only they came, they were on the dais and said, I was involved with Friends of Bangladesh since 1982. And people started clapping because that says what we are. Our existence is since 1982. Possibly we are the oldest charity in UK. And alhamdulillah, we have survived with the dignity and prosperity all those years and helping destitute, poor in Bangladesh and West Bengal too, to some extent. So we are very proud. We are not that big, but we are very decent, living with our name and fame, inshallah, and helping the poor.
That's great. Tell us something about this breast cancer project. I mean, this is awareness mostly.
Absolutely. Breast cancer, can I just tell a few things? The story of why we have breast cancer. Why not? I have been asked a few times, why Dr. Awal, why breast cancer? Why not prostate cancer? Yeah, why not bowel cancer? Why not lung cancer? So if I could spend 1 minute just to tell our listeners, in Bangladesh,
and viewers,
in Bangladesh, as we know, we are a bit conservative. Let's be true. We are a bit conservative in Bangladesh. So usually our sisters, our aunties, and they don't come forward with breast cancer. They don't say, I've got some problem with the breast. So 95% of incident, 95% of breast cancer sufferer, they don't have access to the doctor, and they are not diagnosed at initial stage.
Right.
That's the biggest problem. We recognize, we researched it, we found about it, that breast cancer incidence is rising in Bangladesh year by year.
Right.
All over the world rising, but in Bangladesh, relatively more.
Did you think about why?
Yeah, of course. There's some reasons. One reason is in Bangladesh, very economically, we are not very well developed. Resistance on any diseases, not about breast cancer. As a doctor, I'm saying now, resistance to any disease in
Our
Bangladesh.
immunity level is very low.
Exactly. That's the magic word. Immunity level, our level is lot less than Western, our counterparts. So that's is up. Second thing, awareness is not there. That's very important. Breast cancer, I don't know whether you are acquainted with the medical stage of breast cancer. There are 4 stages of breast cancer. Number 1 is when it is just inside the breast,
Right.
just tiny, just palpable. Number 2 is big enough, started to go somewhere else, like axilla or somewhere else. That's number 2. Number 3, when it has already gone to the axilla and threatening to go to the other parts like bone, brain, and liver, and so on. That's number 4. So what I want to say, the magic word here, if breast cancer is not diagnosed at stage 1 or early stage 2, it is too late. When I can feel, or the sister can feel that there is a big lump in the breast, possibly it's too late.
Have you employed nurses in
We have
rural
got it.
areas
We have got it, yes.
to help find
Yes,
out?
yes.
Because that is
Yeah.
the thing that you
What
just
we-
talked about, that they are shy.
Sure,
So
sure.
they will not come forward.
Exactly. That's the point I'm going to make. The reason is because the conservatism, reason is the breast cancer incidence is rising. Third thing, awareness is not there. Though we thought it's very important. If they don't know what breast cancer is, they cannot really take any precautions. And we are teaching them now, your second question. Now we are teaching them by awareness. How? Number 1, we go to the vicinity of our clinics, we go to the government industry, we go to the colleges, we go to the hostels, and we show the whole documentary how breast cancer can be diagnosed at early stage, stage 1, for example. We show the documentary. We have got about 30 volunteers in Bangladesh. We have got the whole setup. We got the documentary made up. They go there, they show in different places. They look, this is breast cancer incidence, 95%. If you don't go, not only you vanish from this world, your future generation finishes.
True.
Your family suffers. The darkness, not only on yourself, whole spectrum of your family is in dark. So it is very important for you to be aware of the situation. So look at the pictures. Number 1 stage, what you can do when you go home, when you take bath, examine yourself. You don't need a doctor. Just examine yourself. If you feel any sort of lump under your thumb, very easy. That's the way to do it. Massage it on your breast, and if you find any lump, anything small, go to your doctor.
But
And
this
doctor
can
will
also happen to men, isn't it?
It is, but incidence may be about 7 to 8%.
Right.
Girls.
Once it
men.
has been diagnosed
Sure.
that yes, at an earlier stage, is there a role of FOB in there, or?
Yes, absolutely. What we are doing now, we give the awareness, everybody, and we tell them, look, if you find any problem, if you find love, come to our clinic.
Right.
We get a lot of referral
Right.
from different places. Come to our center in Mirpur, Dhaka, and when they come, we see the staging. If it is a second stage, we take a biopsy.
Right.
We take a needle biopsy, just tiny little needle.
We will have to
Sure.
fast forward.
Yep.
And then we'll have to also cover some of the schools under the
course,
sky.
of course.
See? See, this organization like Local Education and Economic Development, just LEADO, I know that you are cooperating with them and they are cooperating with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's our new project.
Tell us something about this Schools Under the Sky.
Yes,
of the
it's very important. Actually, we were thinking for last 2 years or so, we will be taking a new project like breast cancer awareness,
Right.
which you are very happy about, breast cancer awareness. So we are not sure which one we'll take. Though we had a lot of debate in our trust amongst our trustees. No, we thought ultimately we will take a project on street children.
Right.
If I could clarify, sometime we interpret it wrong. Street children, it does not necessarily mean it's just coming from the street.
No.
Street, and it has got a lot of annexes, like
Right.
Even underneath the building there's a hole, that is also street.
Right.
People are living in a Kamalapur station in any corners, that is
Yeah.
also street.
Yep, yep. Kind of homelessness.
Kind of homelessness. Reason is sometimes parents, they don't want the child because of poverty. Both parents die, they become orphans. Sometimes parents are beating their children, they hide away from the home. So lot of sectors they
Right.
come from, and
So
those are the street children.
You are teaching them not only reading and writing, but also essential life skills.
Yes, yes. If I could say how much time we got?
Well, we don't have much, but anyway.
We don't
go
know.
ahead.
Okay, if I could put in 3 sections. First, we pick them up
Right.
from where they are, in either Sadarghat, Kamalapur station, on the street, or from anywhere. Pick them up, then we start them. We call it School Under the Sky. There, they come about 4 days, and we teach them to look where you are living. That is not life. You're going to be attacked with disease and a lot of other things.
Exploitation.
Exploitation, abuse, lots of things, rapes, abuse in different ways, it happens. So we convince them. It's not easy, very difficult to convince them. And we convince them, come on,
Right.
we'll show you how your life could be. We bring them here, we give them a new dress, good food,
Yeah.
and we can tell them that, look, these are the things you can do. You can live much better way. You don't have to be in the street. You'll be much safe. So we try to convince them. We keep them about 4 weeks to 6 weeks in a school under the sky. And in 6 weeks' time, if they're convinced that, yeah, this is better, much better than the street, so then we take to a breathing school, we call it. In breathing school, we keep them about 6 to 8 weeks. And by the time they're usually settled, then we take to the rehabilitation center. From there, they can go to school and find their way of life.
Thank you very much, Dr. Awal, for being with us. And
Thank
it
you
was
very
a pleasure
much indeed.
having
Thank
you on
you.
the show.
Thank you very much.
I
It was
wish we had
pleasant.
more time
Thank you.
to discuss and
It
the
would
good
be
work
nice
that you are doing.
Yep,
Thank you very
absolutely.
much.
Thank you. Thank you indeed. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for being with us, dear viewers. I hope that you have enjoyed the show as much as we have. Same time, same channel next week. In the meantime, take care.